Welcome to the R2RB podcast series, where we interview local musicians and get to know them on a more personal basis. I'm Deb Lamata, your host for R2RB podcast series. This podcast is about the local musician's journey, their influences, their creative process, and so much more. We'll also highlight their music and let you know where they will be playing their next gig. So sit back, relax, and enjoy R2RB podcast series. Hi, and welcome to the R2RB podcast series. Tonight, I have with me Darius the Kulturelist, and I'd like to ask 2 or maybe 3 questions to get us warmed up. Well, first, let me ask you, how are you tonight?
I'm doing well. Thank you for asking me. Thank you for having me. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you. I'm so happy to have you here. All right. If you could have any superhero power, which one would you have?
I was thinking about Superman power just because of he's the man of steel, bullets bounce off of him, and he's super strong, everything like that, but he's also super fast and flying, and I can definitely utilize that because I like traveling, so I won't have to pay for airfare. I can just fly there.
I like that. I like that a lot. What's your favorite app on your phone these days?
My favorite app so far, I would say there's a 2-part answer, I guess. So my favorite app would be the Nike sneakers app, just because I love sneakers. To get to see all the new releases and something old that I want to look through, but also just all of the social media apps as well, only for like marketing purposes as well. I definitely utilize that a lot. So
yeah, those are definitely good, and we definitely all use that. That's for sure. All right, and your third question is, how did you come up with your DJ name?
Long story short. So I based my name off of the 5 points of hip hop. So the breakdown of the 5 points of hip hop was the hip hop culture is MCing, breakdancing, beatboxing, DJing. I think I said breakdancing already. Growing up, I've done 3 of the 5 so far, which is breakdancing, beatboxing. So now I'm actually involved in 4 and 5, which is DJing and MCing. So I put the culture and the list. So it's the list of 5 and the culture of hip hop. So culture list. So
I love that. When I was reading your bio, it's like, oh, all right, I see how you put that together. And I like that question because every DJ, if they have something that's unique to them, they usually have a story behind it. So thank you for sharing that. All right. So you are here in Delaware, where I am as well. Did you grow up here?
Yes. I'm originally from New Jersey, but I've been here all my life. So yeah, I'm Delaware. So yeah.
Well, I'm kind of new. I've been visiting Delaware for the last 18 years, but I've been actually living here for 2. I love it here. All right. Well, tell us what you do when you're not DJing. Let's start there first.
I'm actually me and my old coworkers, because I work also. A group of us, we all go to like the new releases of the movie theater, like the MCU Marvel stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm a big Marvel guy. We're actually all going to see the Marvels this Thursday. So that should be exciting.
Yeah.
Outside of that, movies, and outside of DJing, that's pretty much it. Just hanging out with my friends and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm a big movie guy too. So.
Oh wow! I have somebody I'll tell you about after the interview, that another friend of mine who loves the movies. Oh my gosh! All right, so was music always part of you?
Definitely, it's been always a part of me since I can remember. Even in the, I got a funny story. Even in the womb, so my birthday is April 1st. When I was born in the hospital, my mom had me, and my mom told me that my grandfather, after he had me, was running through the hospital stating that Marvin Gaye just died. So I was born when Marvin Gaye passed.
Oh my gosh. Oh, wow.
Yeah. And even when I have younger pictures to this day, where my grandfather will always sit me in front of his speaker with the turntable with all his records
Yeah.
and just play music throughout the day and stuff. So yeah, it's been
Literally from the
literally,
womb.
yeah.
Oh my gosh, I didn't. Yeah, April 1st. Wow, that
Yep.
you'll always remember that. That is pretty cool. So, what path led you to DJing?
It kind of snowballed actually. Like I said, I work full time, but when the pandemic hit, I was got transitioned to, instead of working in the office, I got transitioned to moving at home. So I've been working from home since 2019, and it was just I just needed an outlet. So just I always play music on my phone when I'm like working or whatever. So one day I just bought a small DJ controller, and I said, I'm gonna just make my own mixes just to hear my own stuff, something like that. And then I started learning how to use it, and literally it snowballed from there. And I was just making my own music to a friend of mine was like, hey, why don't you just play for my birthday party or stuff like that? So I'm like, all right. And then literally it just snowballed.
So, once the pandemic was over, and you did a couple of parties, is that when you got the bug to want to do the DJing more?
Yeah, so it kind of caught on when I started looking up other, just like connecting with other people. I mean, I've been around DJs before and just never thought in my mind that I will become one. But once I started actually like hands on with it and started connecting with other people, and they're teaching me ins and outs of everything, and then once my mind gets caught on to something, and I'm like, all right, I'm catching on really good with it, I'm definitely going to keep going with it. So, and like I started doing like little small like house like just having my friends over here at my house, and I would just play music in my basement, and we would all just have like a little party here. And then one of my friends asked me to do a birthday party for him. I did a birthday party. Another friend asked me to do her birthday party, so it just started catching on from there. And then once I started learning the ins and outs of everything, like how to get music and everything like that, it was just
Game
uh
on.
yeah, that for sure. Definitely.
So, besides playing for friends and family, you booked for a venue? Did you book a venue?
No,
Or did a venue book you, I should say?
once I got comfortable of doing, once I first put myself out there to say I wanted to do someone else outside of my friends, because my friends, they don't care what I'm playing. Yeah, when I put myself out there and someone reached out to me and I had my first gig, that actually definitely tipped it over the edge where I was just like, this is it.
That's
So
it. So,
yeah,
and you remember that feeling.
definitely.
So, what type of event was it?
It was a Sweet 16 birthday party, and it was super simple. I mean, I had some decent equipment at the time, but it was super simple. The girl gave me mainly a list of what she wanted to hear, so that helped out. The parents were super easy to get along with, and then to tap it off, they said I did a good job, and they tipped me on top of that. So
That's the best feeling,
yeah,
that you kind of like hit it on all the points.
definitely. So
Absolutely.
and especially when you don't expect something,
Right?
and it's recognized, your talent is recognized, and then they go
Yeah.
above and beyond for you. So that was like a highlight for me, for sure.
Yeah, that kind of turns you your perspective around when you know that I'm sure you were nervous as hell in the beginning,
Of
and
course.
then, at the end to have something as nice as that to happen to you. Good for you. What makes you stand out as a DJ?
I would say just because of my play style that I do. So I'm a little bit of like I told you, like even in regards to music, been through my whole life. So I like, even with like newer events or if I'm playing for younger people, if I play something that they know, someone always has sampled a song from somebody before. So, and I'm a big nostalgia guy. So I love to mix up old with new all the time. So even I like recently, I had a party where I did a mix where it was a newer song, but I mixed it up with the old. So the older crowd was playing along with the kids at the same time. So that's I think that's what, at least for me, that stands out, because I give everybody a little nostalgia.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely something that would grab everybody, and that's as a DJ, right? That's what you want to do. You want to make sure you got everybody up on the dance floor.
Definitely. And I
Right.
have fun too. And I dance with them if I feel like the crowd isn't into it as much as big. And then I like to play something that you would not expect, that like something funny that just either something funny or something off the rails, to whereas you'll start laughing and start dancing with it just because you know what it is, but you would never expect somebody to play that in a party. So
And that's it. So, it's kind of that surprise to everybody.
right.
You mentioned sneakers before, so you're a sneaker enthusiast, correct?
Yes.
Do you have a collection?
Actually I do. So I'm in my office / sneaker room right now. So
Wow.
that's a half of it actually.
I know everybody can't see it. So how many do you have in your collection?
Right now, so I actually sold most of them when I bought my house. So that's to give you a picture. I sold a decent amount to put down a deposit on my house. Right now, I think I'm at close to 100, teetering around 90, between 90 and 100. And also the backstory of that was I used to be, right after college, I was a salesperson, and then I turned into an assistant manager at a sneaker store. So and I was there for well over 10 years. So yeah, because even when I worked full time, I always kept a part time, and that was my part time at the sneaker store. So
Oh my God. I have to tell you, I love sneakers, so I'm kind of jealous.
yeah, my wife used to yell at me because I used to have shoe boxes everywhere. Then bought our house or whatever. She helped me invest in some of these boxes back here. So
And again, not everybody, you can't see it, but he has it so well organized. I'm jealous of that. And kudos to your wife. What's your wife's name?
Kim.
Kim, good job. Look at that. That is just amazing. You're
And
gonna
then
have to send me some pictures so I can post those.
oh yeah, for sure. And then on top of that, like I said, I'm a big movie person, so
Oh, look at that.
I have my popcorn buckets up there.
Oh my God. And I love popcorn. Oh, I'm so glad we're friends.
My popcorn buckets from my movies and the collector's cups and all that.
That is so cool. Oh yeah, you absolutely have to send pictures because I'll post those when I post the podcast. That's crazy. Oh my God. I wasn't expecting all that. That is great. Oh, all right. We'll get back to that collection. I love it. I always do my little research and everything. And on your website, you have open format DJ. And for those of that may not know what that is, what is an open format DJ?
Yeah, so an open format DJ is to pretty much be basic, is I literally play everything, no matter what type of genre it is. I've done I play bachata, merengue, even I don't know I don't, forgive me for not saying the proper term, but Indian music. Amapiano is really popular right now, Afrobeat. So I literally play everything: country, rock, hard rock, yacht rock. Because I listen to all of it. I just don't play it. I listen to all of it as well.
And that's the key point right there. Yeah, I listen to everything too. Do you have an event that you like to do? Birthdays, anniversary, private parties, venues?
Honestly, the best, it might sound weird, but the best gigs that I like to do is playing for like preteens and middle school kids.
Really?
Yeah, so like there's this middle school that books me. She books me actually like a year out,
Wow.
and they have 4 events. Well, they have like 3 events every year, and she books me like a year out. And I'm actually have a gig with them in 2 weeks.
Cool.
Their next event next in 2 weeks. But yeah, so and it's just the kids just having fun. I play all like the PG rated, but like fun music for them, the dancing songs and all of that, and they just go crazy and have fun. It's so simple.
That's great.
Yeah, and they love it. And then it's kind of funny too because sometimes they catch me off guard because every now and then they'll come up to me and have requests, and I'll listen to it, and then they'll catch me off guard. One little girl to this day I remember, she's like, "Hey, can you play the Macarena?" I was like, of course. I was of course, definitely. I was like, I didn't even know you knew that, but we're gonna do it now. So
right, they will surprise you. Absolutely. You just never know what they have heard or
exactly.
what they like, Age has nothing to do with it, right?
Exactly.
That's great. Oh my gosh,
they definitely keep you on your toes too.
Right. That is for sure. Oh my gosh. I have a friend up in I have a friend up in Connecticut. He's a DJ. And he's about my age. We're young. And he played, and that's how he started with, with schools and
Yeah.
sweet 16s and birthday parties. And he actually did my two older girls, the sweet 16 birthday parties. But he was at all the schools in the town that we grew up in.
Okay.
Yeah, he loved it. He loved doing all those. It
Yeah.
just
I
that was.
mean, it's so like it's the most easiest job a DJ can have because it's so simple, but it's also super fun. Like it's very
Yeah.
light and it's just super fun, and there's
And
no
that,
expectations because the kids just want to have fun. Really, they literally
right.
just want to have fun.
Exactly. So, what advice would you give someone thinking about becoming a DJ?
The biggest advice I would say is, which I am still learning because um, I'm not that old into, or I'm not gonna say not that old, but I'm not that long into DJing. But I would say always have tunnel vision. If you really want to stick to it, this is something that it's. I'll just say it's not a one night type of thing. You definitely have to like. There's a lot of stuff behind the scenes you have to do all the time. One, not even just listening to music, you have to keep up with all the newest and latest, or even some stuff that's just before your time. You have to keep up with like going to that and listen to that stuff as well. Um, and then on the heavier side, learning equipment and learning how to use the equipment that and with technology changing every day that is something you definitely have to keep up with, and then it's definitely not cheap as well. So equipment costs are super expensive. They're getting more expensive, and obviously because nowadays that we live in with inflation and stuff, it's like I said, it's just some if you once you get a feel of it, it's definitely fun. But if there's something that you want to do, you definitely have to put your mind to it and like I said, get those horse blinders and get tunnel vision because um it definitely takes up it does take up a lot of time as well. So
Yeah, I like that. I like that advice. And that kind of leads into the next question. Did you yourself have a moment where you were thinking, I mean, you were doing it while, during COVID while you were home, and then once you got into being out and DJing for other people live, was there a moment that you thought, what the heck am I doing?
yeah, it's just because not only you're playing for people, but every person is different. So if you're playing for like I don't know, if you're in a bar gig or a club or something like that, where you're just playing for different people, all different types of walks of life, and everyone has a different opinion on everything. So it sometimes that can take a toll on you because you either one, you're trying to play your best to have everybody dancing, and you might have a floor where it's just totally empty, but you feel like you're like killing it. And it could hurt your ego a little bit, but it's it's one of those things where you have to have tough skin as well because there's even yeah there's just different types of ways where it can either hurt your ego or you get upset because um some people can poke the bear just to be
Just to do it.
yeah just to do it just to get on under your skin because either they get annoyed because you didn't play their song or you didn't play it right away,
Right.
or it might not be they might request a song that doesn't fit the actual crowd that you're playing for, and then they want to do something obnoxious. So yeah,
Yeah.
so
Yeah, it's not an easy industry. Absolutely. Because like you said, you are dealing with so many different personalities. Just not when you're booking, but when you're there, you have so many different personalities, so many different tastes in music. So yeah, like you said, you definitely have to have the tunnel vision. You definitely have to shut down the buzz in the air from everybody else. And did you have a mentor in the beginning? Did you have somebody
honestly,
that
I have not. I literally up until this time, I've been learning everything on my own, and just also watching other people. On my free time, I'll look to see if any of my friends is DJing, and I'll pop up and just sit back and watch them DJ and see how they're doing with the crowd, or I'll just watch someone online, or on my downtime, I'll watch a bunch of different like YouTube videos on something that I want to learn new. So
Because it's a never ending learning in your industry, because it, like you were saying about equipment and technology, how quickly it changes. My partner, Ron, who's been DJing since he was, I think, 13. He's younger than me, but older than you. And, I mean, they would create all that vinyl around in crates, and they would run down to the record store to get the latest album, and,
definitely,
who was going to get it first and who was going to play it first. And,
thank
just,
God I
it's
wasn't in that
crazy.
era,
Yeah,
but
right.
yeah, I definitely give props to those DJs that started in like earlier in like the late 80s, early 90s and stuff, where there was no computer. It was just straight records. And
Yeah, I mean, they worked from, I mean, it's crazy, on reels. I mean, and that's where we've gotten our name, R2RB, is reel to reel broadcasting, and
yeah,
those reels and the machines, and
yeah,
having to go back and know where to stop and splice, and but like,
exactly.
oh my gosh, and then the vinyl, and all the equipment and the big speakers, and it was crazy. And then coming forward to now, it's like, wow.
Exactly. You got belt driven turntables, and
Yeah.
you got to deal with the needles. The needles may mess up, so you got to get new needles just to play the record. And then like
Yeah, and then you had it, you took a chance of having the record scratched.
exactly,
Like, oh
man.
yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. What a time, I'm telling you. Ay, ay, ay. But yeah, I mean, let me ask you this question about AI.
Mhm.
Um, have you had any, I don't even know what the question I want to ask about it. I know that it's in everybody's life. Um, do you think it's a good thing, or pros or cons? Your thoughts on it in the music industry?
Um, I mean, I see more cons than pros, honestly. But I'm the type of person that I wouldn't say I'm a conspiracy theorist, but I would say that I I don't put nothing past anyone in regards to certain things going certain ways. So like every time someone speaks up of AI, I automatically go back to the movie I, Robot. And like, I mean, if anybody's seen that movie, they know like how like yeah, people relied on it for a certain period of time, and then that one thing turns, and then it affected everybody else,
Yeah.
all the computers, everywhere else. I mean, not saying that it won't happen, but not saying it will either. But
Exactly. We don't
we
know.
never
We
know.
have we
Yeah,
have no idea. No. I mean, in for R2RB broadcasting, I think DJs, um, yeah, I don't think it'll ever be able to take over completely anything or any job. So, but it's out there. It's definitely out there, and I think there's a lot of pros to it as
yeah,
well. But yeah, it'll be interesting. Definitely interesting. All right.
yeah. And
So
I'm sorry. I had a conversation with my wife recently about it too, and because she's in the HR industry, and she was stating that how like certain parts, because with a lot of there's like what's it called, like Chat GPT and stuff
right.
like that, where a lot of people are using that in regards to writing certain like job performances and stuff like that, where that can be a way for companies to be taking away jobs and stuff like that too. So um it it's a I mean it's a gift and a curse. And then also see, I don't know if you've seen where they did an AI Drake, and they did a song with they did a Drake AI,
Yeah.
and it was a whole song with him, and then they did another AI with the rapper the Baby, and it was crazy because we
Yeah.
thought it was actually him. So I think,
Yeah.
if I'm not mistaken, I think Drake was like trying to sue somebody in regards to that. So
And I don't blame him. On the other side, though, then with the song, with the Beatles song recently,
oh yeah,
where, yeah, so that was, in that respect, it was, pretty awesome that they were able to, take out, was it John Lennon's voice that was being
yeah,
drowned out by the guitar, and being able to, separate that and bring his voice up. So in that regard, that's a great thing. But yeah, like your wife was saying with the HR reports and I mean, I've tested it all out myself as well, but you have to be so careful. So you can rely on it, but you still have to rely on yourself because there's still so many errors and you can't always be certain that it is fact.
Right.
That's in whatever it may be writing. And so I use for my podcast, the company that I use for that has an AI where it does a script for me, but I have to go back and edit it and change it and check it all. So yeah, there's going to be a lot more to talk about AI, but for now we'll leave it there.
Yeah, it's the early beginnings of it. So
exactly. All right. So is there anything else you'd like to share with everybody that I haven't touched on?
Yeah. So I'm actually in a DJ competition with his name is Pretty Lou. He's an MC out of New York. He's pretty famous. He's with the heavy hitters, the famous DJs with DJ Enough. Anyways, so yeah, he runs like a DJ competition, and I'm actually in that competition on November 29th. It's in Elizabeth, New Jersey. At Barcode, and what the competition is to give you a breakdown of it. They test you, they test your knowledge, and they also test your equipment. Now, meaning like, for example, when I made it, there was an audition of 200 DJs. I made it out of 30. I was out of the 200 DJs, they picked 32, and I made it. Now they did a tryout, in which I'll give you an example of what my tryout was how they test you is they told me to do a Busta Rhymes feature set. Wow. Now, what that means is I can't play nothing besides Busta Rhymes, and it can't be a Busta Rhymes song. He's only featured on a song. So what that means is that has to where it tests you is that means it tests your laptop and what's on your laptop is testing your cue points. If your cue points is set up, if you have a song to whereas it has, I don't know, like Mariah Carey and Busta Rhymes, you can't play the Mariah Carey part. You have to play the Busta Rhymes.
Wow.
And and then I had to do that for just a couple of minutes because it was just an audition. But also what they do is while you're playing that set, they have a thing called a monkey wrench. So what the monkey wrench is, they throw a random song at you and you have to play that within your set.
Wow.
The monkey wrench could be literally anything. And that's just to test you to see if you know your music and if you have that song.
Wow.
So
and obviously you passed.
Yeah, so I got away with it. But I've been like I said, I've been going to the competitions and watching them online, and I've been actually tracking it. And so far so good. So I'm just crossing my fingers and you're actually going up against another DJ. So while you're doing that, then if you pass, you good, and then they do the same thing to the other DJ. And then if, say for instance, we both got everything correct, at the end we go to sudden death, we have to battle each other.
Oh my gosh. And where can somebody watch this? Yeah,
so it's on his Instagram name is Pretty Lou 11. So PRETTYLOU, the number 11.
Cool.
You will have to, because he's not showing it on his live. You have to subscribe to his live to watch it, which is $4.99. But yeah, it's definitely something to look into, especially if any other DJ wants to try it out or just something to watch. It's super dope.
I'm gonna be watching.
Yeah, they have celebrity guest DJs there. Last week, Sway was there. He was the guest DJ from Sirius XM.
Yeah.
And then Mr. C was not Mr. C. I'm sorry. Yeah, Mr. C did it. So they have a bunch of, and then also that in the crowd you might get some celebrities that pop up too. So
wow. Yeah,
it's pretty cool.
That is cool. And now they have Darius the Kulturelist.
Definitely.
And let everybody know where they can find you.
Yeah, for sure. Everything like I said, I'm still learning everything, but I have my website now. Is the Kulturelist, TheKulturelist. I know that's a little long, but it's the Kulturelist with a K. You can either type in Google and all my social media and my website will pop up there, or you can just go to my website directly, and then I'll have all my social media links on my webpage as well.
And is that where they can book you?
Yes.
Okay.
You can book me on my you can book me through Google as well. I have a link through Google.
Cool.
You can book me through Google, and you can book me on my website. Yep.
Very cool. Awesome. Well, Darius the Kulturelist, I appreciate you being here. I have enjoyed getting to know you and all about you. And I am looking forward to watching you on the Heavy Hitters. Is that it?
The show is called Turn the Tables.
Turn the Tables. All right.
I apologize. I know I was missing something. Yeah, the show is called Turn the Tables by Pretty Lou. Yep.
Okay, Turn the Tables. Yeah, I am looking forward to that. And we'll have to talk about that again. So thank you.
Thank you for having me. I definitely appreciate it.
Oh, you're welcome. You have a good night.
You as well.
Thank you for listening to the R2RB podcast series. You can listen to the podcast on www.r2rb.com/podcast or on r2rb.buzzsprout.com. Are you a local musician that would like to be a guest on the R2RB podcast series? You can email us at info@r2rb.com. Have a suggestion for the next podcast interview? Send that to info@r2rb.com. Find us on Facebook at R2RB Broadcasting and on Instagram at R2RB. Until next time, keep the music playing.